Welcome back, everyone. We've got really good updates on stimulus, including a specific update for those on Social Security benefits as well. Chuck Schumer is touting the fact that Democrats are preparing to send over $8,000 in direct stimulus payments to millions of American families. He is also touting the fact that the reason Republicans cannot block this is because of those two Senate Democrats who won those races in Georgia earlier this year. Let's discuss the details in this video, but before we do, don't forget to like this video and subscribe. I'd also like to thank my sponsor, Webull. They've partnered with me to provide free stocks for my viewers, valued up to $1,800. It's completely free and takes 2 minutes. All you need to do is open an account using my link. The link is in the description of this video, just below the like button. Feel free to sell the stocks immediately to use the money if you'd like. Just make sure to fully open an account and then click on the green button that says Get Free Stocks. Okay, let's quickly recap those stimulus checks, and then we'll talk about those bigger stimulus payments and exactly what Chuck Schumer had to say. Now, first of all, we do expect them to be $1,400. We expect them to have the same income restrictions as the previous stimulus checks, and we do expect those on Social Security benefits to get these stimulus checks as well, even if you were claimed as a dependent. So this time around, even if someone claimed you as a dependent, you should be getting that stimulus check directly. Really good news, because a lot of people on benefits are claimed by somebody else as a dependent. Now, as far as those massive $8,000 payments, they're referring to that child tax credit. Now, a lot of people have been asking me, if I'm on Social Security benefits and I have kids, will I still qualify? Well, right now the answer is maybe, and I'm sorry it's a maybe, but we still don't have a concrete answer. Now, the main reason here is there is a small income restriction, and it says that you have to make $2,500 per year. It's unclear if your Social Security checks will count towards that income, so if it does, you will definitely get that child tax credit. If it doesn't, then unfortunately you won't. However, right now Democrats are even considering completely removing that income restriction as a whole, which means you wouldn't even have to worry about that, and then you would definitely qualify for that tax credit. But as of now, guys, we'll have to wait and see. As of now, it's just a maybe. Now, what about that $200 per month stimulus that Biden has been promising for those on Social Security benefits? Well, as of now, Biden has still not mentioned it. I know that's really bad news. I'm honestly really upset about that. I'm not giving up hope yet, though, guys, so don't forget to subscribe. As soon as we have any updates on that $200 per month stimulus for those on Social Security benefits, I will give you a quick update as soon as possible. Now, what did Chuck Schumer have to say? Well, basically they're saying that American families will get over $8,000 in stimulus payments, and depending on how you calculate this, it's actually between $10,000 or $12,000 for a family of four. Now, they're saying it's that much because a family of four will get 4 stimulus checks, and they will also get additional monthly payments via that child tax credit. And if you have 2 kids and 2 adults, that will add up to over $8,000 in payments. And if you include the pre-existing tax credit that already is in place, it's actually between $10,000 and $12,000. So let's see exactly what Chuck Schumer had to say. They're going to discuss those massive stimulus payments, and they're also going to discuss the fact that they do plan to follow through on their promise to deliver massive stimulus payments because the American people voted them into office to deliver this stimulus. So let's see what they had to say.
Good. Okay, good morning, everybody, and thank you for joining us. And I'm so proud to be joined by 2 new outstanding senators from Georgia, Jon Ossoff and the Reverend Raphael Warnock, who are working alongside Democrats in the Senate to deliver desperately needed COVID-19 relief back to their home state. If this little event today has a message, it's 3 words: elections have consequences. But before I get to that, I want to just say how proud I am that both...
I hope so. And I hope the consequence is that they do follow through on their promise. And if they don't follow through, I hope the consequence is that they are then voted out in 2 years, guys. And let me know in the comments if you agree. Now, I hate to sound negative. I'm just really hoping they do follow through and approve this massive stimulus that they keep promising.
These senators are history-making. Raphael Warnock was born in Georgia when 2 arch segregationists were the senators, and now he's the first African-American senator from Georgia. And Jon Ossoff is the first Jewish senator from Georgia. So it's game-changing. And following that game-changing election that brought them both to the Senate Democrats took the majority for the first time. What does that mean? It means real things to real people in Georgia and throughout the country. If the election had gone the other way, we know that Mitch McConnell would not be working on COVID relief for working families. But now, because we have Warnock and because we have Ossoff in the Senate, we are on the edge of delivering real relief to the working folks, to the poor people, to the middle-class people of Georgia.
A direct shot at Mitch McConnell, guys. I'm sorry, but no matter whether you vote Republican or Democrat, I don't think anyone really likes Mitch McConnell, guys. I love seeing people take shots at Mitch McConnell, honestly, and I'm glad he's no longer the majority leader because it's true. If McConnell was still the majority leader, he wouldn't even be bringing this to a vote. So stimulus would be completely dead right now, okay? So honestly, even if you vote Republican, guys, I'm sorry, but that is fact. Mitch McConnell would have killed stimulus.
Georgia and of America. Here's a little number, $8,200. A family that makes $75,000 and has 2 kids, in other words, a family of 4 with 2 kids, is going to get $8,200 in additional direct relief. That's between.
And again, that's not even counting the additional $2,000 tax credit per child that is already in place. So if you count that as well, it's really between $10,000 and $12,000 for a family of 4.
Between the direct payments and the doubling of the child tax credit, which the House has already reported out, and both have large support among the Democrats in the Senate. So these talented fighters are actually delivering on their promise when they ran, that they were actually going to bring real help, that elections have consequences, that the difference between having Ossoff and Warnock in the Senate is very real to the vast majority of average folks in Georgia and in the country.
I hope so. Let's see results. Let's see the results.
It's part of what we're trying to do here. Last year, as you know, Congress passed multiple COVID-19 relief packages, but we're far from out of the woods. The down payment Congress passed in December stopped some of the bleeding, but without robust action, the recovery is going to be long and painful. And we want to get out of that ditch, the COVID ditch, both health-wise and economically, as quick as possible. And the addition of these 2 men to the Senate makes that very, very likely and very, very real, because it allows us to build in a much stronger way on the previous package that was passed in December. Thanks to Senators Warnock and Ossoff, this COVID bill will be bigger and bolder and bring significantly more help to Georgians and to Americans. And right now, Democrats are on the path to secure another round of direct payments, an expansion of the child tax credit and the earned income tax credit, other things that they have been pushing for. Funding for historically black colleges and universities, minority institutions, and tribal colleges, debt relief to black farmers who have been ignored for far too long in Georgia and elsewhere, and so much more. They have been pushing me as leader to get these things done. They've been talking to our caucus, and obviously the Democratic caucus is very grateful that they ran such great races and helped us gain the majority. But we realize that's not the end, that's just the beginning. Getting things done is the real reason that people elected them and what we must do. Again, in terms of direct assistance to Georgia families, Senators Ossoff and Warnock are going to help deliver an extra $8,000 for an average family of 4. That makes a big difference.
So again, that's through the $1,400 stimulus checks for each adult and each child. So a family of 4 would get 4 of those, plus that child tax credit, which for a family of 4 could be over $600 per month for an entire year.
In their lives. We Senate Democrats, as you know, we're moving full steam ahead with a bold plan to tackle the worst health crisis in 100 years since the Spanish pandemic flu, the worst economic crisis in 75 years since the Great Depression. This bill, what we are proposing, is proof to people who have lost faith in democracy. Your vote matters. It sure mattered in Georgia. The people.
I gotta tell you, if Democrats do come through and approve these $8,000 stimulus payments for families, I gotta say, that's a pretty good stimulus package overall. Let me know in the comments if you agree. I mean, I know this would mostly benefit families who have kids. I do still think we need that stimulus directly for those on Social Security benefits. And I do think we need a larger unemployment boost. But besides that, I mean, it's a pretty robust package. $8,000 for a family of four, really over $10,000 when you include the already existing child tax credit. I mean, let me know in the comments, if Democrats get this done, do you think they will have followed through with their promise? Personally, I do. I think they would have. Now, again, with one major caveat, Biden needs to approve that $200 per month payments for those on Social Security benefits as well. If that doesn't get done, that's going to be a major disappointment. A major disappointment. But the other things in this package, I'd say they're really good. I like it so far. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, guys.
People of Georgia should be very proud of their two senators and their state. Because Georgians sent John and Raphael to the United States Senate, I can confidently say real, significant help is on the way. Senator Ossoff.
Thank you, Leader Schumer. It's great to be here alongside you, Senator Reverend Warnock. The message today for Georgia families is very simple. $8,200 of additional federal financial relief to help see you and your kids through this pandemic will be included in the Senate legislation that we are working to pass right now. $8,200 for a family of four in Georgia earning $75,000. Senator Reverend Warnock and I were sent here to fight for COVID relief for the people of our state who have had to face extraordinary child care costs as schools have been closed, who have had huge medical bills during this health crisis, who have seen loss of employment and severe financial distress, families who have been facing eviction and foreclosure. We came here to deliver help for the people of Georgia. And working with Leader Schumer and colleagues, Senator Reverend Warnock and I are here to inform the people of Georgia that we are working to advance this legislation, which will deliver $8,200 in additional federal relief in coming months for an average working family of four in the state of Georgia. We are working tirelessly to ensure that there are additional funds for Medicaid expansion.
Okay, so far I'm liking everything I'm hearing from Senator Jon Ossoff. Of course, as a politician, it's easy to say the right things. He's a new senator in office. We'll have to see if he follows through, right? So let's give him a couple of months. If he follows through with this, I'll be happy with Jon Ossoff. And he seems to be setting the same tone as a lot of other Democrats, saying that this is no longer even a stimulus package. This is a survival package. He's talking about the fact that millions of American families can't even put food on the table or pay their rent. So how can you even call this a stimulus check at this point? These $8,000 payments are basically survival payments at this point. But let me know in the comments, guys, if so far you like what Jon Ossoff has to say and whether or not you think he's going to follow through on his promise.
For the people of Georgia, our state thus far has refused to expand Medicaid, and we are working to secure additional funding for the expansion of Medicaid in Georgia, as well as Leader Schumer mentioned, significant additional resources for historically black colleges and universities. So once again, $8,200 for a working family of four in the state of Georgia to bridge this period of great distress and suffering while we ramp up vaccines and the public health response. Thank you, Leader Schumer. Senator Reverend Warnock.
Thank you so very much. I'm glad to be here with Leader Schumer and with Senator Ossoff. I love the sound of that. To talk about the urgency of getting this relief bill passed for the people back home in Georgia and all across this country. I want to say that I'm so proud of the people of the state of Georgia in this defining moment in American history for sending John and me to the United States Senate. But they sent us with a mandate to address the devastation of this public health crisis for our state and our country, and we intend to live up to that promise. The people of Georgia are the ones who helped to make this robust relief possible. In a real sense, they stood up not only for that state, but for the country. And now it's up to the Congress to deliver.
That's true, guys. Do you remember that? Back in early January, when the only Senate seat elections still up for election were those in Georgia, the entire country was watching Georgia to see, would Democrats win both of those seats? Because that would set up the stage for massive stimulus. We've been talking about that for 2 months, and I'll never forget that day. The entire country was watching, and it was honestly really surprising to see the fact that Democrats won both seats. Really surprising. I mean, in Georgia, a traditionally Republican state, to have Democrats win both Senate seats and Biden won the electoral votes. I mean, completely insane. But guys, this is why we're here today. And if you're from Georgia, thank you. Now, I'm not saying, you have to vote Republican or you have to vote Democrat in general, but this channel is specifically stimulus-centric. So it just happens that the best thing for stimulus happened to be getting Democrats in office. Now, whether or not you agree with that, guys, I'm sorry. But the fact is that that was best for stimulus. And they're reiterating the fact that they do plan on following through on their promise. But let's see what else Senator Warnock had to say.
And that's why our top priorities are getting the vaccine distributed in our state and delivering the relief and assistance Georgians need to get on their feet through this tough time. This is one moment in which it's very clear that public policy is quite literally a matter of life and death. And so it's clear that Congress needs to take bold action to help Georgians and Americans respond to a once-in-a-century pandemic that's created an economic turndown, the likes of which we haven't seen in 75 years. And we do that by passing this $1.9 trillion relief proposal. And when we do that, here are the things that we bring home for the people of Georgia. $20 billion in vaccine procurement, distribution, and outreach so we can address the health of our citizens and our economy. $20 billion for the whole country.
Let me know in the comments, guys, will you get the vaccine as soon as possible? Are you still worried about the side effects of the vaccine? Full disclosure here, I actually got both of my doses this month. I feel fine. I mean, after the first dose, I had a little bit of soreness. And then after that second dose, I'm not going to lie, I felt pretty fatigued for about 24 hours. But besides that, I haven't really had any major side effects. But let me know in the comments if you will be getting the vaccine or not. Just curious.
I'm committed to getting it done as quickly as possible. I'm so grateful to Leader Schumer for his support. We have been encouraging others to stand with us to make sure that the people of Georgia and the people of this country get the relief that they need. There is not another minute to waste.
Okay, guys, so it's clear that Chuck Schumer and Senate Democrats plan to follow through on their promise on massive stimulus. However, let's be clear here. This will easily pass in the House, but the Senate will be up for debate because there are a couple of moderate Democrats who are going to debate this. Now, we're hoping they'll come around. We're hoping they'll compromise, but some of this stuff might be amended. So we'll have to wait and see. We're going to have a lot of updates. And again, we do expect this to fully pass by the middle of March, but we'll have a lot of updates in the meantime. So don't forget to subscribe. And guys, stay strong out there. Help is coming soon. And if you made it this far into my video, thank you so much for supporting my channel. It really means the world to me, and I really do appreciate every single view. My thoughts go out to each and every one of you during this hardship. I've had so many comments from people who truly deserve the help. But guys, with that said, stay strong out there. Thanks again for watching and have a great day.